Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reading 4 different books that are very popular on TikTok and that I just see so much hype around them, but I need to know my own opinion. Like, I need to read them and see what all this fuss is about. Yeah, I'm basically just gonna say if I think these books were worth the hype or not, in my opinion. So, the first book I'm going to be reading is Magnolia Parks, which has just blown up, I feel like. So I am super excited to read it and see what it's all about. Let's get into reading Magnolia Parks.
Hi, little interruption from me editing. I realized I didn't give a synopsis of any of the books, so I'm going to quickly jump in and do that every once in a while. So, Magnolia Parks. It's set in London and there's a rich friend group, and this book is about Magnolia and BJ, who just cannot seem to get their relationship right.
I finished Magnolia Parks this morning, so let's talk about what I thought. I loved it. It was so entertaining. Like, everyone says it's like Gossip Girl in London, and that's exactly what it is. It's like you're reading Gossip Girl. What more can I ask for? I was not once bored. Like, it's a pretty long book, but I was never bored. It was just so fun because there's so much drama. Like, I live a pretty drama-free life, and it was a little fun to get to see all of their drama in their like rich world. I don't think I'd rate it 5 stars. That just, like, it doesn't feel right. I would say 4, like a strong 4, maybe like 4.25, but let's just say 4. I'll definitely read the rest of it because I got Kindle Unlimited. There was like some deal. I got it for $5 for 2 months, and the rest of the series is on there, so I'll definitely read it at some point. But that was definitely a good recommendation, and I get why it's viral because it was really entertaining and the characters are like, the friend group is fun. Yeah, it was really good. I really liked it. The next book that we'll be reading for this video is Archer's Voice. Why did I do that? I've heard so much about this.
Archer's Voice is a romance between Bree and Archer, surprisingly. Bree moves to a small town in Maine after something happens in her life at home, and she meets Archer there, who is a silent man. He does not talk.
And I'm actually listening to it on audiobook, which I'm loving. I can literally read while I do other things. It's amazing. I'm like 3 or 4 hours into it. I'm liking it so far, but it's definitely like a tad juvenile, I feel like. But then they both have like really bad trauma that I wouldn't say is like juvenile, so I don't know. I'm liking it, but it's not like anything amazing, so we shall see. I finished Archer's Voice today. Let's discuss. So, my first mistake was listening to this on audiobook. Actually listening to it on audiobook.
Which I love it.
Like, that's just kind of stupid of me to do that. The main guy, Archer, he doesn't talk. Like, him and Bree communicate in sign language, and like his words aren't meant to be heard spoken. Like, that just felt off. I think I would have liked it more if I had been reading it and like picturing them speaking like through sign language like they actually were. So one, I think I definitely shouldn't have listened to the audiobook, but that was just all that was available at the library and I didn't want to buy it, so that's what I had to do. I did like it. I gave it 3 stars, so It wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't a favorite. Like, I don't think I'll ever think about this book again, probably after, you know, putting it down. But I don't like small town books. They just give me the ick. Something about them, it's like cringy and embarrassing to me. Like, I don't know. It just bothers, it's something that bothers me in books. It always has. So there was that. The word tummy was spoken one too many times. Like, it shouldn't have been in the book. I felt like it was just a little bit juvenile. Like, if you would have told me Brie was 15, I would have believed you. Like, I just didn't feel too much depth with like anything in the book. It felt juvenile, but then there was this like horrific trauma thrown in from both of them. And then a lot of smut. I was not expecting that. And let me just say, reading smut and listening to someone speak it are two different things. I was like, let me fast forward through this because this feels weird. I'm in class, you know, waiting for class to start, and that is what is playing in my ears. Like, what if my AirPods disconnect? What then? Like, that would be so embarrassing. I think there was too much smut for me. Like, I thought it was gonna be a more emotional connection, but they were very physical. What else do I have to say? Can my neighbors shut the fuck up? I just don't believe that like a whole entire town would just let this boy be isolated and like nobody was gonna help him. He didn't know what birth control was. Like, really? I'm not buying it. I don't think that's like a minute thing, but it just stuck out to me. I was like, come on now. And another complaint I have with the audiobook was when it was like from Brie's point of view and she would be having a conversation with like Archer or another man, they would make the woman like change her voice to be like deeper to like sound like a man. And it sounded so fucking stupid. I could not stand it. I was like, why can't we just have a man speak for that part? It just sounded dumb. So I didn't like that. I almost wanted to rate it a 2.5 because I just feel like I rated other books 3 stars that were better than this one. But I think if I would have read like the ebook or physical book and not listened to it, I would have liked it more. So I'm like giving it a little bit of benefit of the doubt because it wasn't bad. It definitely was not bad. I see why people like it. Archer was sweet. Him and Brie were cute. It just wasn't life-changing for me. So 3 out of 5. So then for the next book, I was going to read A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. And I got like 25-30% in, I think. And I'm putting it down and I'm never picking it back up. Because the main guy, Ren, literally assaulted her. Like, he groped her. He ran after her to intimidate her and then grabbed her boob to like scare her and like make sure she didn't do something that he didn't want her to do. Like, I was shocked because so many people love this book. And that to me, like, I get it's a book. She was fine. Although, was she really fine? Because if that happened to me, I'd be scarred. But I just know that like no matter what he did or however much character development he has, that would always be in the back of my head, and I would never like fully forgive that or forget that. So what would be the point of me reading the rest of it and wasting my time? And I'm pretty sure he made a comment like, you liked it too much for it to be assault. Jail. Like literal jail for that. That's disgusting. I was shocked. I don't like him. I don't know how people like that man. Fictional man. But still. So, I think the last book for this video, since that one, unfortunately, I'm just not gonna finish. I'm gonna read The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Day.
A little synopsis. Our main character, Hannah, her husband, Owen, disappears and basically just leaves her a note that says, protect her. And she knows this can only mean his daughter, Bailey, who she doesn't have the best relationship with. But basically they work together to try to figure out what happened to Owen and why he has disappeared.
I heard a lot about this like a while ago, like months ago, and I never read it, and it was available at the library, and I wanted a thriller because I read romances. I wanted to read The Cruel Prince, but again, it's not available at the library, and I'm impatient and cheap, so I'm not gonna go buy it. But yeah, I will update when I'm further through this. I'm 57% through The Last Thing He Told Me, and I'm really liking it so far. I think I might have called it a thriller earlier, but it's definitely just a mystery. But I'm very intrigued. Yeah, I really want to finish it today because I just really want to know what happens. Like, I never want to put it down. I just want to keep reading it. And I've been going back and forth between the audiobook and my Kindle so that I can go about the tasks that I need to do, like go to the grocery store. I will update when I'm finished. So, I have finished The Last Thing He Told Me, and I really, really enjoyed it. I give it 4 stars. I think that for a mystery, it did exactly what I wanted it to do. It kept me on my toes. I didn't want to put it down. I just wanted to know what happened, and I liked the twist. I thought it was interesting, and I didn't see it coming. Not 5 stars because it wasn't life changing. I find it hard for like a mystery or thriller to be 5 stars. I think that was a good recommendation for sure, and I'm really glad that I finally read it. So, my overall thoughts. Let's do a little recap. Magnolia Parks, 4 stars, maybe 4.25. Loved it. Super excited to read the rest of the series. Archer's Voice, 3 stars. I liked it, but I didn't love it, and I shouldn't have listened to the audiobook. Number 3, A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, 0 stars. Because I didn't read it, so like I don't really want to rate it when I didn't finish it. I didn't even put it on my Goodreads, but yeah, 0 stars pretty much. I didn't like it, obviously. And lastly, The Last Thing He Told Me, 4 stars. So overall, I think this was fairly successful. If we just like take out A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, like it was pretty good. I liked the other 3 books. 2 of them I really liked, and then Archer's Voice I enjoyed, so it was pretty good. Let's just ignore A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. Like, that didn't happen. I'm glad to have finally read all of these books. Thank you so much for watching. Maybe I'll do another one of these in the future because there are still lots of books that are popular that I have not read. So stay tuned for that, and thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye.